In this video, we are going to be discussing the map visual. We're going to be discussing and creating the map visual. But before we get into the map visual, I'd like for you to do something for me. I'd like for you to join my community. And the way that you join my community is scan the QR code, follow the link, input your email, and then you are voila, a member of my community. It's the community of CTOs. Now, if you are not available to scan the QR code and follow the link, put in your email address, then what you can do is comment webinar, WEBINAR, comment webinar, and it will take you to the link and you will receive a link in order to become a member of our community, this community of CTOs. Now, what exactly is the community of CTOs? If you become a member of the community of CTOs, this is what you'll get. You'll get our free weekly newsletter, but it's not just any newsletter. We have the top Power BI jobs. We got the top Power BI jobs in a portal that was curated by myself. I created a list of Power BI jobs that are available right now around the world, well, around the country. And you will have access to that list totally free to you as a member of the community, of our community of CTOs. The other thing is I do a free webinar. I do a free webinar every Thursday, 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, totally free. You will have access to the free webinar. In addition to, you'll be getting information about my live events around the country. I actually have a live event coming up. As a member of the CTOs, you would be able to receive information in regards to that live event. In addition to that, I also have a list of equipment that I personally like to use, that I have, and that I recommend for you as a Power BI developer, to where you can go out and you can purchase the equipment you need within a budget, or if you got a slightly higher budget, I've got one that's on my economical plan. Basically, you will be able to go out and you can go out and find what you need for Power BI, and it's given to you right there in my list. Now, I've got a whole lot of other stuff that comes along with being a member of our community of CTOs. All I ask is that you scan the QR code, follow the link, put in your email address, and you're a member, or you can comment webinar and I'll send you a link. Comment webinar and I will send you the link to become a member of the CTOs. Look forward to seeing you there. Let's jump right into the video. Welcome back to another lesson in the power of the BI. That's right, welcome back to another lesson in the power of the BI. So in this lesson, haven't changed a whole lot. I mean, we looked at columns and stock columns and bars and that kind of stuff, line charts in the last video. I'm still using the same report. I just created a new page, right? So I just added a new page. Right now it's called page 1. But in this video, we're going to be doing something slightly different than what we have been doing all the time. Not a whole lot different, but slightly different, a little different type of visual. In this visual, we're going to be looking at the map visual. This video, we're going to be looking at the map visual. The maps get a little bit spooky. I think there's even one map that you probably have to have Azure to connect it to it. I'll talk about that here in a little bit, or maybe in another video. I'm not sure. Probably in this video. But anyway, so here's the deal. We're going to be looking at the map visual. So this one's going to take a little bit more time because it's just going to take a little bit more time. It's not going to take a whole lot more time. It's not really that complicated, but it's not a matter of copying and pasting from another video or from another visual. It's not a matter of copying and pasting from another visual. So I'm going to jump right here into the map visual. So if we come down to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, the fourth row, and it doesn't have to always be the fourth row. Microsoft does updates all the time. They do updates all the time. You already know that by now. So more visuals could pop in here, and some visuals could come out. Other rows could come before this row, and other rows, and this could come after other rows. So just understand that it doesn't have to always be in this particular location, but it's been here for a little while. But we're going to look at the map visual. We're looking at the map visual So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to come over and I am going to select map. And we get this funny little shape with the grids, kind of like a map, but it kind of looks like a globe or something. I don't know. And we did select the globe. The globe visual is the actual map visual. So it kind of looks like a globe if you put some type of thought to it. It's got some bubbles in it, so it could be locations. It could be all kind of stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in, and the reason why, we're going to bring in data for this particular visual. We're going to go get data, something that we haven't done in a while. We've been using the same data over and over. But in this particular case, we are going to go get data because let's do this. Let's look over here. We brought this visual in and we see that there's information that we need to know. We need to know the location. We need to know latitude and longitude. So in this particular case, we may be able to pull it in using territory. Let's look at a territory table. Territory, we have US, California, France, DE. Oh, country region code is FR, which is for Europe. US is North America, and GB is Europe. I don't know why that is the region code. I guess that's Great Britain, Pacific, Australia, North America is California. So I guess these are different territory. Oh, Canada. North America is Canada. I should have looked over here and read it. But Northwest, Northeast, Central, Southwest United States, Southeast United States, and then Canada is CA, France is FR, Germany is DE. Don't get that one. Australia is AU, and United Kingdom is GB. So I guess that's Great Britain. We'll look at this here in a minute as well to see if we're actually able to bring this data in just by using country name. But to save some time, just to give you some idea of what's going on first, we're going to go get data. So we're going to click get data. And I actually have it in a, you know what? I put it in an Excel file. I am going to come back and I am going to save it as a text, as a CSV file. I saved it as an Excel file, but I should have saved it as a CSV file. So I'm just going to come back. I'm going to do more options. And rather than Excel file, I'm going to save it as a CSV. Save it there. I think that's the correct CSV format. If not, we'll come back. We'll do it again. We don't have anywhere to go today, huh? I don't think so. Let me come back. I don't need all that. So I'm going to go get data. I'm going to call it from a text CSV file. Let's see. Why did it do that? Get data, text CSV. Oh, so I got to get the file. D drive is where I'm looking for it. And it's in my data analytics. Should be sample data. And U.S. state capital locations, open. And this is the file that I want. I've got a file with the state name, the state abbreviation, the state capital longitude, and the capital latitude. Capital latitude and the capital longitude. I'm going to click transform data. Don't necessarily really have to transform data, but I just want to see you getting into the rhythm of when you bring the data in, you want to do transform data and not just load the data. And the reason why we want to make sure that it's in the correct format, so we've got state name, state abbreviation, state capital, capital latitude, and capital longitude. So it is in the correct format. I'm going to click close and apply. I'm going to come back to the report. And now I have it's loading. So we'll let it do its thing. And now we have state capital locations. I am going to select that. And the latitude, I am going to call capital latitude. I'm going to place it in latitude. It's not going to be a sum. Don't summarize. That's good. It's already worked, given it knows that we're bringing in a Location. Let's see. Map field visuals aren't enabled for your org. Contact your admin. Why is it not working for me? Map and field visuals are disabled. To fix, ask tenant admin to enable map and field map visuals in the admin portal. That's not good. Let's see. What if we come to settings, options and settings, options. And let's see if we have somewhere in here where we can do maps. Regional settings. Port settings. I'll need to come back and figure that out. So let's take this one out. Let's see, remove. And let's try the field map. See if we get the same situation. Capital latitude and capital longitude. Now field visuals aren't enabled for your org. Contact your tenant admin to fix this. To enable map and field map visuals in the admin portal. Move. We should be able to do the field map. We get this every now and then. So the one thing we don't like being told is no. Options. So what I did was I took a little break in this class, right? As I was trying to figure out how to get my map visual set. So as you can see, we're in a totally different location, and this location is called Power BI Service. This is called Power BI Service or PowerBI.com. Power BI Service or PowerBI.com. The way you get here is app.powerbi.com. You already know that you're publishing your work, and your work is coming to Power BI Service, right? So when you publish your work comes to Power BI Service, and it comes in the form of reports such as here, as these are reports that I have here. Based on what the updated settings was telling me I needed to do in order to use the map visuals, I have to come into service, and I have to give myself permission, right? So if someone else is using my login, they would have to come through me in order to give my permissions. The reason why that's so important when using maps, and it's kind of what I was alluding to earlier, and I said I'll talk about it later, and now is a great time to talk about it, is maps could be kind of dangerous when it comes to data. So sometimes you may not want to use the data settings, definitely when you're dealing with high profile clients. Let me back up to give you some idea. So the data centers, the Microsoft data centers are all over the world, and in some instances, the data that we're pulling may be coming from Colorado, it could be coming from New York, or it could be coming from London, or it could be coming from Southeast Asia. I mean, it just depends. Microsoft data centers everywhere, so just to be careful about that. When you have data that may be sensitive, such as you're working on a government project and you're using the data, you're using the map visual. Well, that map visual is giving the data center access to that sensitive information, for the lack of any better term. Those that have access to the data center will have access to that sensitive information. And if we're dealing with government projects, United States government projects, and we have data that is sensitive that's out there and can be potentially, you know, locked into by someone on foreign soil, that's not good. That's not good. So, you know, when you're using data, when you're using the map visuals, you do want to be careful. Now, they really are kind of fancy. You know, they give you a little jazz and pizzazz, and in some cases, you know, it doesn't matter, right? But when you're talking about government projects and agencies that have contracts with governments that you may be working on, you definitely want to be careful and probably not use the map visual. But I want to show you the map visuals because, again, they are kind of fancy. You know, they give you a little razzmatazz or razzmatazz or whatever it's called, jazzmatazz. I don't know what it's called, but they're pretty cool to use. So I'm going to go in here into my service, app.powerbi.com. I'm going to go to settings, and I'm going to go to admin portal. And in my admin portal, I'm going to do guided, and I want to, let's see, data activator users, retail data. That's for Fabric. Not necessarily want to use Fabric right now. Enable codes, Azure connections. Let's see. Is it under Azure connections? No. Tenant settings. Tenant settings and domain. I'm going to scroll to tenant settings. I'm going to scroll all the way down to integration settings. And I am going to activate or enable my map and field visuals. So I'm going to select here. It's disabled. So I'm going to click enable and apply. I'm also going to do that for my Azure map. I'm going to enable it and apply. Use ArcGIS maps for Power BI. I'm going to click enable, and it's already done. So I've got my ArcGIS map, US Global Search for Power BI. I want to use that. Azure Maps Visual, done that one. Map and Field Map Visual, I've done that one. So now I'm going back over to Power BI. Now that we're back over in the Power BI, let me take this visual out again so that you can remember where we got it from. I just went over to my map visual. I selected the map visual and make it a little bigger so we can see it. I selected the map visual. I'm going to come over to US state capital locations. I'm going to select longitude and place longitude where it belongs. I'm going to select latitude and place latitude where it belongs. Now, this map is a map of the locations of US capitals. So as you can see, we have one that's up here that's in Alaska, and we have one that's out here in the Pacific Ocean, which is in Hawaii. And then we have all those in the 48, what do they call it, contiguous or continuous or contiguous, I don't know which one it is, but it's the 48, states within, the United States. But we don't have any names on here. So I am going to select state name and place that in location. That doesn't work. Let's try state capital. That doesn't work either. There is a way
And I'm going to say that it's not that important as of right now to get the names in here. But at the end of the day, what is most important is understanding how to utilize the map. How we're going to utilize the map. So we have spent quite a bit of time here working on this particular map here, which again came from the global map, which is just called map, and it allows us to place points or bubbles in our particular case on the different locations that we're measuring, and the locations that these not necessarily measuring, but the locations of the different locations, and we're using the location of latitude and longitude in order to determine where these different bubbles go. Given that latitude and longitude goes across the world, if we were to have locations or latitude and longitude coordinates for other places around the world, these bubbles would be placed here as well. And just as in any other of our visuals in Power BI, we can come over to format. In this case, we can come to bubbles. We can select bubbles, and we've got bubble size, which is -10. We can decrease it a little bit, which gives us -16. And well, I'm going to go down to -20. So now we can actually see the actual state. So we can reduce the size, we can change the color. Right now it's blue, we can make it our favorite orange color there. And again, we still see Alaska, which would be Anchorage, and capital of Hawaii, I would say Honolulu, but that may show that I'm not very smart in geography because I don't remember. But again, if we come over to our table, we can see what the locations are, and Honolulu is the capital of Hawaii. I just came down to the table, and we see that we've got the state capitals, we've got the capital latitude and the capital longitude, which are identified over here. So that has been enough on the map visual. But again, remember, in the map visual, you may have to go into PowerBI.com to enable your map visuals in PowerBI.com. If that is the case, what I'm going to say is don't sweat it. I don't want you to spend, well, actually, you get a free trial. The free trial is for 30 days. So you should be good. But if it's costing you money to do it, just do a screenshot, upload it to me, and just say, hey, it's going to be $9.95 a month in order to utilize Power BI, and that's fine. You know, you can avoid the map. We could skip the map visual. I just wanted to make sure you saw how to do it. But if you do go to PowerBI.com, app.powerbi.com, and create an account, typically they give you a 30-day free trial. They'll give you a 30-day free trial. So if you haven't not done that already, you should be. You should have the ability to utilize the map visual. And also, what I found when I was doing my free fabric trial, which is very similar to the Power BI trial, I stayed at like day 30 or day 45 or however long they gave me for like 15 days. Then it started counting down, then it stopped, and then it started counting down, and then it stopped. So, I mean, who knows? I don't know what the secret code is to Microsoft in order to use map visuals, or to utilize the trial services. But that has been our exercise on the global map visual. Took a little while, but those are things that you will run into and probably run into, and it's good that we ran into it in class so that we could cover it in class and you can have an idea of how to make that work. Anyway, this has been the class on the map visual. I look forward to seeing you win again in the next lesson.